Brian Maass with CBS4 reported this week that delays for the construction of the Great Hall at Denver International Airport are even more behind schedule and over budget than previously reported. Great Hall partners estimate that the project will be delayed by 3.5 years and have cost overruns of over $300 million. Joey, I gotta believe, even my most optimistic, naive point, that this is going to be just a complete mess, not only for the airport and people to navigate for the next how many ever years, but also eventually for Mayor Hancock and City Hall. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the timing is really bad for Michael Hancock, and if I was Jamie Gillis, I would be out there beating that drum loudly. You know, the conspiracy theory is that the Illuminati is based at Denver International Airport, and this really shakes my faith in the competence of the Illuminati. I think the New World Order is a long way from happening. So, yeah, I don't know. Why can't DIA get it right? You know, we spend so much. It's such a great facility. You know, half of America flies through there at some point of the year, and yet we can't do just the basics of being on time and under budget. I'm confused. I don't understand why this keeps happening at DIA. It has to be the Illuminati.
that it has shook your faith in the Illuminati it just sees the magnitude of this issue, Joey. Natasha, this is, I guess, from what I can glean, a public-private partnership. It's a pretty big deal, and it says there's more and more things to be done at the airport. Does this tend to put a more critical eye towards other projects like this, what the city is bound to have in the future?
Yes, because we will have more big projects like this in the future. I see this in great reporting by CBS4, by the way, following through on this. It's good information for people in Denver. But I just have to chuckle anytime I look at it, because I think anyone who's done a home renovation project knows you start tearing things open, and who knows. What's interesting, though, is that we've gone well beyond the cement question, and we're moving into where there are too many change orders. What things are being spent money on? This is now into the pointing fingers stage, where I think we're going to find out a lot more about what's happening in the actual project, and that's only good. That's only good. Denverites should know where their money is going, but I think we're also kind of stuck in this moment. I mean, we've seen those pictures of rubble at DIA right now. Something has to be done with those. So whether that takes 1 year or 2 years or even more, we're going to have to keep rolling forward.
I'm expecting that contractor from the movie Money Pit to come out. It's 2 weeks, just 2 weeks. Patty, we have DIA under construction for several years in the future. I-70 is about to be a complete quagmire. People around Denver and even the suburbs, their whole travel and experience to going to DIA for the next several years is going to be an absolute nightmare. What can or should be done at this point to address something like this?
Well, we should have looked a lot closer, and I would say Mayor Webb should have kept a closer eye on what was happening at DIA. Let's remember that a lot of people didn't think this was a great renovation either. Do we really need a major shopping mall in the Great Hall, which is iconic now because of the tent roof? We're going to redo that. It's not just for safety, which is how it was built with the city council a couple of years ago. It's going to be a giant shopping mall, and that the concrete that was originally poured there wasn't designed to hold a giant shopping mall should not have been a surprise. We should not be finding out more and more about that problems with the plan now, when we've got now an extra 2+ years on the project. Anyone who's been flying in and out of DIA lately knows it's no bonus. Then we'll also get the I-70 pleasure too.
David, wrap it up for us. At some point, is there a place where that Denver, if they chose to hit some sort of reset button to figure out if this is still a good idea?
You don't need a reset button for that. Ruining an airport to build a shopping mall is not a good idea. You don't need an extensive study on that. If you look into the future, we're electing a new mayor of Denver. That mayor will serve one term of 4 years. And then in 2023, we'll have another election, and whoever wins that will then be, a couple of years into the term. And by this point, we may have, if things go right, a space station orbiting the moon. And with all that going on, this project still won't be finished. It is a catastrophe for anybody who travels through DIA. It makes mobility within levels 5 and 6 of the main terminal area extremely difficult, and that's just going to go on and on and on for no public benefit, for the purpose of a shopping mall. Mayor Hancock is the most destructive mayor in terms of transportation in the city's history. by far. He's the only mayor ever who actually tries to cause traffic jams, and in that regard, he's been quite successful.